Lakes, rivers and wetlands are some of the very important natural resources which Malawi has. But how many Malawians realize that they can use these resources to raise their income? A handful. While a large proportion of people have relocated closer to big rivers and lakes to carry out fishing activities, do we know that the uplands we abandoned can also give us plentiful fish? This film is an introduction to a series of Malawi Gold Standard fish farming films which have been produced to show the basic requirements for one to go into profitable fish farming. The films illustrate how other fish farmers started, the progress they are making, and the technical assistance which the Department of Fisheries renders to them so that fish farming becomes the major income earner for most households in Malawi. I learned how to dig fish ponds from the radio in 2002. I started by constructing a canal to carry water from the river into my garden. Since then, I've not looked back.
Ndiye mpaka lero.
Chidi makamaka ndandifika mu 1989 ndikukhala kunchito.
I became interested in fish farming in 1989 while I was still employed in town. During my early years of fish farming, it was trial and error, but now it is serious business. It so happened that there was somebody close by who had a fish pond. We became interested and visited the pond where we found children fishing from the pond. This increased our desire to start fish farming. When we came back home, we dug our pond, which was 10 by 15 meters, and we bought some fingerings worth 2,000 kwacha. After some time, the fingerings matured and we started selling the fish. Fish farming requires land and water. Land where you dig your pond or ponds, and water which has to fill the pond for the survival of the fish. The Director of Fisheries, Dr. Slons Chimatiro. Fish farming requires that the farmer must have some land where to dig the ponds and enough water because fish live in water. Farmed fish is great treasure which is still hidden to most Malawians. So when you sold the fish, how much money did you get? The money enabled us to buy fertilizer and other farm inputs. In addition, it motivated us to dig more fish ponds for farming. Yes, we are very united as fish farmers in this area. For instance, when one of our colleagues is harvesting, we all come together to assist. And if there is any problem or issue that concerns fish farming, we discuss it and agree on what we should do.
Pameta onera papa apeza 29.2 kilograms. Kuchokera pa tsiku limene adayika nsomba zawo kudzafika pano.
According to my assessment, this yield of 29.2 kilograms is good enough, considering when the pond was populated to date. This is a good partial harvest. Even the size of the fish is much better, and given that they are selling the fish at 170 kwacha per kilogram, they will certainly make good profit.
Pantengomena kugulitsira pa 170 per kilogram. Ndi kuchulukanso kwa nsomba tona kuti apezapo ndithu ndalama zambiri ndiye mwachidule likhozana kuti pamene papa ndithu apezapo ndithu phindu looneka ndi maso ndithu.
When the hidden treasure starts being revealed, everybody notices it, including spouses.
Kale kuti mangomva kuti amapanga madamu ndi amayika nsomba.
In the past, we were just hearing that it is possible to make fish ponds and rear fish. It was just a rumor then. But now, when my husband started fish farming, it is no longer a rumor. It is a reality.
Bambo Osman nthawi imene amakolola nsomba tinaona analowa.
Yes, fish farming has increased love and affection in our family. The government would have loved to see many people taking up fish farming, especially the chambo species, which is endemic to Malawi, because the activity can greatly enhance the country's economy, since we would be exporting the fish. However, it is better late than never.
Choyambirira chofunika kudziwa ndi choti boma la Malawi lili ndi chidwi kwambiri kuti ulimi wa nsomba Malawi munomo ukwere kwambiri.
Firstly, it is important to note that the government of Malawi gives priority to fish farming, and that is why it established this institution to conduct research on fish farming. Currently, our major activity is the production of fingerings of various fish species, which we distribute to fish farmers throughout the country. We are informing all fish farmers or those who would like to take up fish farming in the country that at the moment we have fingerings for the following species.
National Aquaculture Center tili ndi nsomba zambiri. Nsomba zimene tili nazo ndi za mitundu ija ya chambo, chilunguni, makumba, komanso nsomba zija ya mulamba. Alimi ambiri pakali panopo akungoweta.
Many fish farmers are raising the makumba and chilunguni species, but we are encouraging them to try chambo and mlamba, which we have here.
Nsomba ya mulamba zimene zili kupezeka pompano.
Ntchito yanga imene imagwira kwambiri ya kuberekesa nsomba.
My job is to reproduce the fish species to satisfy the demand.
Chinanso chimene timachita kuti alimi apite pasogolo ndi ulimi wawo ndi kupeza chakudya.
I also come up with food formulations which enables the fingerings to grow bigger and faster and therefore fetch higher prices.
Chakudya cha nsomba cha magulu ngati amene wawa kuti nsomba zawo zizikula bwino ndipo zizinenepa kuti anthu azizithamangira kuzigula.
Boma ambiri Malawi munomo kukhoza kuchitika ulimi wa nsomba. Ndipo tukalimbikisa alimi onse kuti ngati akuganizira kuti malo awo ali akufuna kuchita ulimi wa nsomba akhoza kutipeza ife kuno ku Fisheries Department ku National Aquaculture Center.
Fish farming can be done almost anywhere in Malawi. We are therefore encouraging everybody interested to start fish farming to get in touch with us here at the National Aquaculture Center or through our district offices so that we can give them the necessary advice about their intended location, their type of soil, food availability, and other relevant advice. Once they have dug the ponds according to the required standard, we then assist them with the acquisition of fingerings.
Timapasa ulangizo woyenera kuti no akhoza kuyamba kukumba madamu awo, ndipo timapasa ndondomeko zoyenera kukumbira madamu, ndipo ndondomeko zija akazisatira akakumba bwino madamu aja kena kono timawathandiza kumene angapeze mbewu.
Komanso ndati kuti ndipereke ndemanga pa nkhani imene mwanena yakakumbidwa ka damu. Damu tingathe kukumba.
Commenting on the digging of ponds, one can dig a pond any time of the year, but the best time to dig a pond is when rains have just stopped and the soil is not too dry, because when the soil is too dry, the progress is rather slow, and soil compaction is not as well done as when it is moist. All interested to take up fish farming must work together with the fisheries extension officers in their areas so that every step is done properly according to recommendations.
monga tikudziwa kuti konse Malawi muno ndi nthawi ndi malo abwino amene anthu angakhale ndi ulimi wa nsomba. Tikufunisisa kwambiri kuti wonse amene ali ndi chidwi chimenechi apitilize ndipo akhale nafe kuti tigwire nawo ntchito limodzi.
There are many fish species available, but one species which is highly recommended because of its profitability is the chambo. So here are the minimum requirements for a profitable fish farming activity of the chambo species. You need to have a minimum of 2 500 square meter ponds. Secondly, you need to be producing the fingerlings in 9 square meter happers within the ponds. Thirdly, you have to transfer the fingerlings into the ponds when they weigh about 30 grams. Fourthly, ensure that your ponds are well manured with animal or chicken droppings and compost manure so that some vegetation grows on the bed of the pond. Fifthly, make sure that you supplement natural food with recommended fish feed so that the fish can grow fast and big. These 5 requirements are the basic minimum needed to have a profitable fish farming activity. So, you are invited to watch the rest of the chapters in this Malawi Gold Standard Fish Farming series so that you are able to start and maintain a profitable fish farming business.
Mama,